Welcome back to another video, guys. Just a quick update with my day today. I have been spending most of my day editing and basically been planning my week as well. Usually I plan my weeks on Google Calendar, and I do that on Mondays. And I usually do that immediately after I've finished editing for the morning, and then I'll basically spend around like 15 to 30 minutes to plan my day. It doesn't take too long. Most of my days basically look the same apart from my weekends, where I'm trying to figure out when to film what, depending on the product, right? Like some products may need to be filmed on a sunny day outdoors, and so I need to look for which day is sunny on the weekend and adjust accordingly to that. And then usually on the days that's not sunny, where I don't need to film anything outdoors, I will film whatever products I'm doing indoors. And there's some products where I'm doing a bit of both, some indoors, some outdoors. Really just depends. But yeah, like some days though, like you don't get a full sunny weather like you see in my background. Some days it's just very cloudy and kind of rainy kind of weather. That does happen to where I'm at sometimes. Actually, it's pretty common. I would say it's pretty like 50-50. It's never just straight sunny. It's always something weird with the weather over here. So yeah, that's one thing we got to play around with in terms of making sure I make sure I spend the right time outside when I need to, and the time that I don't need to be outside to be filming indoors. But there has been days where both days on the weekend is cloudy, so then I end up having to film outdoors on the weekend anyways. And in those cases, what I've actually found is actually using an ND filter, and it makes it look like it's slightly sunny. And so when you're editing, you can actually adjust, the exposure a little bit, adjust it a little higher, or you can do it on your camera as you're filming, and you kind of can adjust it to where you can kind of make it look like it's sunny. However, obviously doesn't look 100% real. It's always better to have the real thing, but there are just some days where you just can't, and that's kind of my trick in terms of trying to make the weather or make it look like the sun's out, but it's not really. So yeah, that's how I usually do it. But yeah, having an ND filter to film outdoors is honestly a game changer. I wish I did it sooner, and I wish I knew about it sooner. Or I guess I kind of knew about it, but I just never used it. And so ever since I used the ND filter to film outdoors, it has been immaculate. You don't see like those really bad reflections when it's too sunny. So yeah, it's worked out pretty good having an ND filter. Definitely recommend it to you guys if you guys do film outdoors for your products, which I'm sure you do. If you're testing a lot of products, you definitely have stuff that you're filming outdoors. And so I would definitely recommend yourself to get an ND filter for your iPhone. I bought like the cheapest one. I think it was like $10 on Amazon, literally just a clip-on one that you clip on top of your phone. And it seems to do the job. It seems to be pretty good. So yeah, definitely recommend it for anyone out there who are looking to just like upgrade their equipment, or even just trying to upgrade, the way their videos look, because it definitely does a difference. And to the audience, they won't understand. However, when you're filming, you can see the difference, and when you're editing the videos, you can see the difference. So yeah, that's one tip for you guys out there if you are filming outdoors. But yeah, that's basically it for today. I've just spent most of my day editing like usual and planning out my week. I'm hoping to be a lot more productive this week. Last week I've kind of been on and off, and I don't know why. Just felt a little unmotivated last week, but that is no excuse to stop what I'm doing. Yesterday I did take a pause on everything for no reason. I don't know why, but I just didn't want to do anything. So I didn't, and that rarely happens. That rarely happens to me, where I just stop and not do nothing to do with dropshipping. I did a little bit of product research, but other than that was all I did. So unfortunately, yesterday I would say I wasted my day, which will not happen again. Stuff like that can't happen, man. No matter how shit you feel, you have to, trek on and do what you need to do no matter what. So yeah, unfortunately yesterday was one of those days where I wasted a day. So yeah, like I got to start with these. I've been getting like distracted really easily lately. So I think it's time that I stop using my Netflix. I think I'm going to cancel my Netflix. I did that for a bit at the start of this year, and I didn't use Netflix for a while. But then, I don't know, like a month ago, I started subscribing back to Netflix, and it's been such a big distraction. So yeah, I think I'm going to start canceling my subscription to Netflix. For anyone out there, I guess, who is trying to be more productive, I would say Netflix does not help, because I don't know, Netflix is so good with like their shows and movies that they can easily get you very distracted. If you get into a show or you get very into a movie, that time it takes up for you to watch those, you could be spending all those hours doing dropshipping or doing whatever you want, and being more productive. So these entertainment platforms, they're here to really put you down and make sure you don't do the work that you need to get done. And so I would say, just get rid of it. And, once you get used to the feeling of not having to need to go on Netflix as often, it kind of helps you in terms of eventually being able to be more productive and not have these distractions in your lives. And then eventually you'll just find it to be so easy, you don't even need to think about Netflix anymore. So yeah, definitely recommend trying that. And I'm going to do it as well. I'll probably do that this week. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. And that's been my day. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I really do appreciate it. Helps me being able to do these daily videos for you guys when I see you guys subscribe. So yeah, please do that, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.